Our winner today, Matthew Skoltz, it's his 8th win of the year, now has a 16-point lead in the championship. Yet dominating pace all weekend from beginning till now, new lap record, pole position, smoked everybody a little bit today. Is it one of those things where you get a feeling on Friday that this could be the way it goes?
Yeah, we've kind of seen throughout the season that if I have a bit of a gap in the first practice on Friday, that I'm able to kind of, keep that pace going. But it just seemed like every single session we went out there, everyone picked up massive time, not just 0.2, 0.3, it was like 0.6, 0.7, it's one of those kind of tracks. Honestly, today's race, I thought that I would have had the pace and I would have been gone, but by lap 5 or 6, it was still G3 or G4, and I kind of knew that these guys were there still. So I wasn't panicking, but I was like, damn, I'm going to have to kind of pick it up. I did a 12.5 and a 12.6 back to back, and I felt like I had 1 or 2 tenths left. But then, one lap across the line, and it was plus, 2-3 seconds. So I kind of just chilled in the high 12s, low 13s, and just kind of eked out of the gap a little bit. But overall, the bike has been working great. COTA's always been a really good circuit for me. For once, when I won, PJ wasn't second. It seems like he's been doing that most of the season, so it was nice to kind of get those extra points. But overall, I know that these boys are coming in the second race tomorrow, so I'm going to have to pick up something.
When obviously things are working that well, do you just tell the guys like, hey, put a little gas in it and leave it alone, or do you keep trying?
No, definitely not. I think in this game, when you get complacent, that's when you actually start to go backwards. We're always looking for things, but at least when I'm in this, when I've got this pace, you know that if you do something wrong, that you can go back to your previous setup and it will be fine still. But we're always trying to move the bike forward. It's the R9's first year out, so we always just like trying something somewhere.
When Blake beats PJ, do you give him anything, like buy him dinner or?
A pat on the back, and that's it.
Nothing at all.
All right, any questions? All right, we're good, thank you.
Break.
All right, we've got our top 3 finishers from today's Superbike race here at Circuit of the Americas. Our winner, Josh Herron, second place, Cameron Bobier, and third place, Bobby Fong. We'll get started with Bobby. Points lead's been cut down a little bit, 13 points now. Hell of a race. I mean, it was fun to watch. I don't know what it was like to be in it, but you did try to send it there, or you did send it in the last lap. Was it just come down to like, I got to try something?
Yeah, I hate to do stuff like that, really. He's a good buddy of mine. I know he's going to return the favor soon, so it does suck, but I had to go for it. I knew Richie was coming behind me. That's the thing. Like, I didn't know how close he was. I didn't know he crashed. I could see on my pit board that he was literally catching almost half a second a lap. So I'm like, I need to go, but I know once I get in a battle with them, it's going to slow the overall pace up, and then it'll be 4 dudes fighting for the win. But so I really didn't know what to do, but I know I had to do something at the last 2 turns because I knew Richie was going to go for it for the podium for sure. No, but these 2 dudes rode great, and I'm happy to be close to them at this track for sure. And it was a long, hot one. I know they're injured, so I'm looking forward to New Jersey for sure.
You have a very different line through the S's, and you actually gain right at the end, but you can't. It's too sketchy to pass there, isn't it?
Yeah. I've always kind of had unique lines. Sometimes it doesn't come into my favor for sure. It pushes the front a lot. Obviously, as you could see, I wadded up twice this weekend doing my funky lines, but it works sometimes. But I was definitely making up time there for sure, and they would. There was places where they were a lot faster than me, and then there was some places where I had a big advantage, but it was just a cat and mouse game out there, and I'm happy to just keep it upright for this one and just build a little bit more momentum for tomorrow.
Expect the same kind of race tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm sure these guys are going to go faster for sure, and I'm sure it's going to be hotter than hell, and hopefully our fitness comes into play tomorrow.
All right, thank you. Second place today, Cameron Bobier. He's the first of the walking wounded in the race. 12th podium. You've been fast all weekend. It just looks so frustrating out there because there's not a lot of passing places when everyone's sort of going the same speed. Is that what the case is?
Yeah, honestly, I was riding behind Herron, and I felt like I had a little pace, but then when I did get up front, I was starting to push the front around and slide quite a bit. I think the track was just hot and greasy. honestly, I'm bummed with the second. We need to make some points up. At least we made a couple back on Bob, and Josh rode a great race. I tried to do something kind of last minute in the last corner, and he squared me up, which was a good move. And yeah, I'm glad we got tomorrow to try again. And yeah, I mean, getting to the wrist thing, we've had a pretty bad week. Crashed my bicycle like I told you on Saturday last week, and was trying to keep it quiet, but you can't keep much quiet around the pits. So yeah, anyways, I'm just really happy with my team, and big thanks to them for getting me comfortable on the bike. And we had to change the seating position up and the bars a little bit just to get me through the weekend. And honestly, I'm happy that I'm even racing, because Tuesday was a different story. I was kind of scratching my head if I'd be able to ride or not. So thanks to Dr. Price for helping me out this weekend also, and also Dr. Brian. I sent some stuff to him, and yeah, he got in touch with Dr. Price and told me what I needed to do for the weekend. So thanks to those guys, and yeah, move on to tomorrow.
All right, thanks. Our winner today, Josh Herron. It's his 6th win of the year. Clawed back some points. You're 18 points behind. With having 2 guys ahead of you like that in the points, is it must-win time?
Is it much what?
Must win?
Oh, yeah, I think so for sure. I told my guys the best case scenario obviously is Cam getting second, Bobby getting third, because it allows me to gain some points on Bobby. But I just, I was in a position this year that was different than a lot of times. I mean, I guess I was in it last year too, but I let it get to me a little bit too much this year. And, just some times where I could have taken some risk to try to get a win, I just settled instead. Not to say I would have got the win, but I would have tried a little bit harder. But it was just kind of like, oh, we're safe. And then I think it just got to my head, which is weird because it hasn't in the past. And I don't know. I'm just using that as I'm hoping that that's what it was, because now going into this weekend, I just wanted to think about trying to get wins again and not care about the championship, and kind of play into that underdog role and just try to attack and, just try to have fun, in practice, qualifying, race, just have fun, go out there, screw around. And it seemed to work. Today we made a big gamble, and we went with the R7, which obviously we won, but it was super risky. And in that race, obviously that the pace was not the best, and I was just trying to hold them off as much as I could. I honestly thought they were going to come by and just fly by. And then when Cam came by, I just threw the kitchen sink at him to try to get it, and was able to get that lap time. But I think tomorrow the 5 will help us out a little bit, especially with how greasy it is. And so, yeah, it was a crazy last couple weeks. I was pretty down in the dumps, like I talked to you about, and just I know that I threw it away, because all I needed to do was just go get some points on the weekends where I wasn't feeling like I could get a win, and instead I just went out and pushed harder than maybe I should have, and just made some mistakes. So just trying to claw my way back as much as I can, and hope that we can be in it at the end.
Okay, we're now joined by Kyle Wyman, who is now a 2-time Mission King of the Baggers champion. Pretty good season for Kyle Wyman. 7 wins, 10 podiums. It was surprising today. Today's the first day you're off the podium. And also surprising that you finished 4th when you really didn't have to do anything. Was it difficult for you to not just want to tiptoe around? Or was that a tiptoe?
No, it definitely wasn't a tiptoe. I mean, I wanted to be competitive. We've been struggling on just a little bit this weekend, but yeah, I really wanted to finish on the podium today, obviously. Want to keep that streak going, and I was disappointed not to, but yeah, it's I had one really big moment. I was catching Loris for a couple laps there after I got past Troy, and then I had a huge moment in the S's, and I didn't want to win the title on the ground, so decided to just back it off a little bit. And then I had a little bit of pressure from my teammates there towards the end, but was able to clean up a couple laps for the end of the race and bring it home 4th. And yeah, it's been a long road to get here.
It's probably a silly question because it obviously is, but this has got to be the best year of Kyle Wyman's life.
By far. Yeah, by far. You know, Hannah and I have welcomed our first child. He's 5 weeks old. He's here this weekend. You know, KWR, we won the Super Hooligan title at Mid-Ohio. And now we have the King of the Baggers Championship. So it's definitely a dream year. It's hard to dream up anything better than that.
All right, any questions?
So Kyle, we've heard this, I don't know if you have too, but people look at how this championship's been going since the beginning, and it's toggled back and forth every year between your rivals, Indy and you guys. That's clearly not, I mean, the fix is not in on this. You would like to win every single year, right? Can you address that? Because have you ever heard that too?
Well, yeah, it's gone back and forth. It's always, there's never been back-to-back titles from any manufacturer in this championship, so it definitely makes it fun. I think that's part of why it's so popular is you really don't know how things are going to shape up towards the end of the season, but you know, it's been since the first year since the factory Harley teams won it, so it's been a tough few years. You know, 2022, you know, going into this winter, start there, I mean, it was a tough pill to swallow. You know, we had a great year last year. I mean, we were in it all the way to the end. We went into the last race with a 2-point gap between me and Troy. It was, you could virtually flip a coin. You know, 2022, we had that non-start at Brainerd where we were DQ'd. We weren't allowed to start the race. That killed my championship. 2023, I threw it away. Here, really, I crashed in race 2. And then, yeah, last year I got beat. So I've lost it a few different ways. I sure would like to take the points gap I won by this year and maybe distribute it over the last few, because it's, when you look back, yeah, it is actually not that far away from being 4 or 5 time champ, but that's not how racing works. You got to finish it all the way to the end. And but I almost feel, it feels like the right time, you know. The Harley-Davidson Motor Company could not be in a better position to maximize us winning it right now, and it means more than it has every year. It means more and more to the company and the fans and all the people that work at Harley. That's why it's the right time for this to happen. It's the right time for all the pieces to come together.
Okay, so this thing's in the bag, zipped up, locked, put away. Does it take the heat off and you can go for it these next 3 races? Is that the plan?
I can finally have a stress-free jersey. So it's been a long time since I wasn't sweating it going into that one, just wondering how things are gonna shape up. You know, I had that crash on the warm-up lap a couple years ago that basically ended it for me. So yeah, it'll be nice to go there. We have a lot of family and friends around. Have a lot of family and friends at this one. But yeah, it'll be really cool. I think we've, you know, for all the heartache over the last few years, it'll be nice to go in there and really enjoy it. Come on, Lex.
Other than being the champion, congratulations. How's your garden?
How's the garden?
Yeah.
We got some pretty big pumpkins at home, so the sunflowers were ripping the last few weeks, and the pumpkins are there. They're ready for fall. I think I want to try to carve one out and stick Styles in it for a photo. So, yeah. Everything's going well this year.
All right, congratulations and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.